Louis Vuitton finally shows factory in France after being exposed by Chinese manufacturers. Guys, the majority of companies that you will purchase that you think are absolute luxury brands, let's say, are definitely not making them in their home country, specifically not Europe, guys. Let's just be completely honest here. They're making profit hand over fist, absolutely. And they are, in fact, guilty of origin laundering. That's what they're doing here. But let's go ahead and jump into this immediately. This is a suggestion via a channel member. Let's check it out. See where this takes us, guys.
Louis Vuitton is showing where their products are manufactured, despite all these claims.
More than 80% of the luxury bags in the world are made in China, but those luxury brands just won't acknowledge that. They take almost finished bags from China factories back to their own countries and just do the repackaging and logo installing, something like that.
Well, Louis Vuitton did not stay quiet.
Okay,
they
let's go.
resurfaced what looks like an old video footage of workers in their factories carefully stitching handbags. I guess they were hoping that this video would help to clarify that their products are
Are these the workers in said factory, guys? Because this is not France.
indeed made in Europe.
I mean, I guess it could be France.
But the video footage raised a number of questions across the internet. Many people on the internet drew numerous suspicions about the workers, claiming that they were just using random people who don't seem to even know what they are doing. They claimed that it looked as if Louis Vuitton was desperately trying to prove a point, claiming that it looked more like a staged PR stunt than real transparency. Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, Louis Vuitton raised its prices on some of its luxury products, particularly in the United States. And all of this came in response to the new 10% tax that were imposed on all goods coming to America from European countries.
And guys, think about it, they were already overpriced.
So, with that, Louis Vuitton is passing on the extra costs of the tariffs to consumers by raising their product prices. If these luxury items are being manufactured in China for a fraction of the cost, did they really need to raise the prices? They didn't even warn people of their price increases.
I mean, to be honest, the people who are out here purchasing Louis Vuitton, etc., guess what, guys? They don't care about that increase like that.
Product prices just sort of increased overnight. They saw an opportunity to raise prices and they just did it. Anyways, back to that footage of the LV factory workers. It seemed that the video did not convince anyone because the public was very skeptical of that video and had tons of questions of whether it was truly showing real factory workers or was it just another PR stunt to save face. So now, rumors are swirling that the company has reportedly sued several of those Chinese manufacturers for allegedly leaking trade secrets.
Listen, it's fine. You can sue them. I mean, it'll go literally nowhere. Have you ever tried to sue someone in China?
They are accusing them of exposing the supply chain, violating non-disclosure agreements, and allegedly giving their blueprints to other manufacturers that have used it to make perfect fakes.
It's fine. It's normal, guys.
These factories are apparently the ones claiming that they produce majority of the luxury brand goods, which appears to be true, but also seems that they were apparently infringing on the blueprints of the luxury brands that allegedly acquired them to manufacture their specific products.
More than 80% of the luxury bags in the world are made in China, but those luxury brands just won't acknowledge that. They take almost finished bags from China factories back to their own countries and just do the repackaging and logo installing, something like that. That way, the bags will appear at their boutiques as made in Italy or made in France. You know, those sophisticated European countries, which make you feel mysterious, royal, and thus luxury.
Louis Vuitton and other luxury brands still haven't provided any proof that these claims are in fact false. Well,
they can't.
Except for that factory video, which remains quite questionable. And it seems more and more difficult to refute those claims, especially when more and more people keep saying the same thing, and some even claiming to have witnessed everything firsthand.
Guys,
whole thing with China exposing luxury brands, Lululemon, Louis Vuitton, Hermes, all of these brands is real. My parents worked in import-export my whole life. Over 30 years, they have been in this. Before Alibaba was a thing, my parents were the middleman. American companies will come to them and say, hey, we want these things made in China. And my parents will go actually to China and source the goods and find the factories to make whatever product it might be. Products get shipped back to the US, they slap a label on it, they sell it at, major retail stores.
Crazy prices.
I have known this, that luxury brands are made in the same factory as knockoff brands. When I was in college, I had a pair of Ugg boots that just didn't have the Ugg tag on it because my parents went to the factory and they were sourcing for a shoe company. They said, hey, we're going to send you this pair. It was literally $5. You love Uggs. It doesn't have the logo, but it's the same quality from the same factory.
Right.
I have known this for basically my whole life. And the fact that this is just now coming out is hilarious to me. Just because it's made in China doesn't mean it's garbage. Just because.
Guys, hold on. I understand, like, Louis Vuitton specifically talking about, like, they giving Chinese manufacturers specifically like the template for their things, and then out of nowhere their things start popping up on the secondhand markets. Yeah, guys, that's what happens. That's what made the website DHgate so popular, let's say, because you're literally purchasing exactly what she said here. You're buying the same exact thing from the same exact factory at the same exact quality without the label. Why doesn't it have the label? Because it hasn't been sent to the country that's basically going to origin launder it. Right? You're buying the same exact thing. You just don't have the monogram on it, guys. Same exact quality, right? Same exact longevity. You get what I'm saying here, guys? But this is what happens when you do business. I mean, when you try to undercut laborers, right? This is what happens. Like, I mean, the intellectual property theft is absolutely something that runs rampant in China. Why? Because you're giving the plans to your super expensive thing, and they're going to copy it and sell it for pennies on the dollar. Right? Because as long as they make, 2-3 times whatever it costs to make it, they're fine. Right? Not 1000% Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Hermes. You get what I'm saying here, guys? But all right.
Because it's made in Italy doesn't mean it's amazing. And most of the time it's not. So beware of what you're buying and don't just always buy designer things.
If you made it this far into the video, please take a moment to drop a like and leave a comment down below. After all the TikTok videos surfaced with all the Chinese manufacturers exposing the luxury brands, many people who bought tons of these luxury items were quite upset.
Let me tell you something. Y'all see all these damn bags that I have?
Okay.
Okay. These are the bags they're talking about. Like, I have a Birkin, a Fendi,
okay,
a Louis. I've never even used this bag yet. A Chanel.
All right.
Louis, Fendi, Chanel, okay. Gucci,
right,
Louis. And you're telling me what I have spent on all these bags?
Yes.
I could have went to China and got them?
Yes. Or DHgate. Listen, guys, I am not trying to promote this website. I just want you to know, yes. Okay? Like, absolutely, yes. This was all irrelevant to begin with. And to be honest, I don't feel bad for you. You fell for the okie doke, bro. Like, you thought that specifically purchasing something with a specific name on it meant quality and all these other things. They got you. They saw you coming through the door, right? That's what they did, right? They did that. So congratulations.
And not spent all this money?
People claimed that they were going to sell the items that they currently have, while others swore that they wouldn't buy any more. But no matter what, people are still going to buy these excessively priced luxury brand items. Because for whatever reason, people still doubt China, and many only believe China to be a country that produces low-quality goods.
So now that the Chinese manufacturers are coming out and spilling the beans on all the secrets about how they're the ones that actually make and manufacture the luxury goods and how much they should actually cost, there's one more secret that I feel like every single American needs to know. So you know the stereotype that things from China are cheap and low quality? That was actually never true. China has always had, for decades now, the most advanced manufacturing facilities in the entire world. So where did this come from? It came from the fact that there's a whole bunch of middlemen in America, billionaires, FBA bros, everyone that would just go to China and purposely try to get the lowest quality, cheapest, shittiest product they could ever
That's
find.
valid. That's valid.
And then come over and sell it at a premium price.
Yeah.
And that's why we have this idea that all things made in China are cheap and shitty.
I'm gonna be honest, that's a valid statement.
In China, you can go over and buy a pair of shoes for like $1, and that's going to be the equivalent of like the cheap Chinese shoes that they sell over here for $20 or $30. But in reality, like, they actually have a pair they sell for $12 that's like supreme quality that is like nothing we have over here.
Okay. I don't want to sit here and make it seem like, things aren't what they are. I don't want to get into the realm of, let's say, propaganda, but let's understand this for a second here, guys. Go to any of like the malls, like Guangzhou specifically. Go to a mall out there, and you're gonna walk into a store. You're gonna see every single shoe you have always wanted in your entire life, basically, right? On the shelves. And you're gonna ask them, well, how much does this shoe cost? And they're gonna say $15. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna say, that's too expensive. Okay, just keep this in mind here. Get ready. That's too expensive. I'm gonna give you $3 for it. $3. Okay, and then they're gonna end up being like, you know what? $4. And you're gonna say, okay, I'll buy it for $4. And that may still be too high, depending on where you are specifically, or the vendor. But you can definitely, in fact, get every single thing that you basically want in terms of like shoes and clothes and coats and bags and backpacks and all of these things common typically for almost literally nothing, because they are in fact the manufacturers, guys, of nearly all of this stuff. The reason why their manufacturing is so advanced, obviously, is because they're the world's manufacturers, guys. I mean, it is what it is in this context. Of course, they have dedicated a sizable sum to be able to produce the way that they produce, at the rate that they produce. So yeah, every single thing you basically want is cheaper there. Every single thing. And also think about the average income of the average person in China, guys. Specifically the lower class, let's say, the ones who are the ones who are building everything. They still have to be dressed. You get what I mean? So they can still purchase basically the same thing that you think you're purchasing for $1,000 for like $20, guys. The average is somewhere between $140 to $280 a month, right? That's 1,000 yuan to 2,000 yuan. That's roughly what they're making, guys. So they need to be able to afford things. And guess how much these things cost with our US dollar? Nearly nothing for us, guys. Nearly nothing. And that's why I think that's kind of what she's pointing out here. The quality is not specifically terrible, but it is in fact the people who go over there specifically for this whole purpose to take advantage of Americans. They go and they buy the most terrible quality thing, the cheapest they possibly can, and then sell it at a gigantic markup. That's the reality.
They just don't want to import that pair because then that takes up too much of their money. Like, this whole time, China has been making good shit. It's just like we didn't know that because of propaganda.
Here's the real game Louis Vuitton is playing. They know their brand name carries weight. When you wear LV, you're not just accessorizing, you're flexing. It screams wealth, class, success. They believe customers care more about the logo than the origin.
The people who buy that,
even if you know
yes,
it's made in China, you'll still line up to buy it because of the brand. And for some people, that's true. There's a large segment of buyers who don't care where it's made, how much it cost to produce, or who got exploited in the process. As long as the logo is real, they're in. But others, they feel betrayed. And let me tell you people, bags are not investment. Get this straight. So what now? If Chinese manufacturers can sell the same bags directly to consumers, do we even need luxury brands anymore? Just a logo. And if that illusion breaks, if people stop buying just for the clout, the entire luxury ecosystem could collapse. Because at the end of the day, how much are you really paying for the bag? And how much are you paying for the idea of the bag?
Okay, guys. The interesting thing about this is that, like, if you know, you gotta know, but like out there, they're gonna have the logo. I'm just gonna be completely like, guys. If you've been, I've been to China numerous times, right, guys? But if you've been, you understand that they're gonna have all of the brands on all the bags. Okay, that may sound crazy. I'm not promoting the concept of intellectual property theft at all under any circumstances here, guys. But they all have the logos. They all do. Everything, all the shoes, everything. The logos are all there, guys. Right, all the bags, all the wallets, all the hats. Yeah, like that Gucci hat, $300, 75 cents, $1.50. But either way, guys, that's just the reality. Again, guys, this is all intellectual property theft, though. And so anyone that does want to sue specifically for it, they're not wrong for this. But is it going to go anywhere, specifically in China? No. It's going to go nowhere at all, guys. But all right, listen, guys, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. If you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, what I should be checking out next. I'll catch you guys later.